All right, today we're going to do page 209 and 210. So what we're going to get to start with is our story problems. But with our story problems, we're going to find that there's conversion in them. Isn't that awesome? So with conversion on word problems, we're going to take the information that we're given just as if we were doing it normal way. So we're told in A that Emma made 7 gallons. So Emma made 7 gallons. We want to write the information down. 7 gallons of lemonade for church party. Olivia made 16 quarts. We have 16 quarts. So let's look at the question. How many gallons of lemonade did they make in all? So what are they trying to figure out? How many gallons? Remember, we box the one that is different, and then we just write this again on the second line. How many gallons the 16 quarts equal? And then we will find out, after we find this out, we can just add these two together to get our answer. Okay? Look at that again. 7 plus 16 quarts equals how many gallons? We box the one that's different. Then we write it again. 7 gallons plus how many gallons, how many quarts equal a gallon, or how many quarts are in a gallon, or however you want to ask that. So you have to figure out if you're going to go small to large or large to small, and then do your steps down here, right? And then you can find out what the conversion is. Then you just add those two together to get your answer. All right? So number 2, and then number B, letter B, is going to be the same thing. So you'll take that information, you'll put it together, you'll box what's different, and you'll find your answer, okay? So I'm going to let you do that. We've done plenty of this, so hopefully you're getting it down. For number 2, it's really easy. This is also review because we're doing parentheses first. So 6 times 2 times 3 equals 6 times 2 times 3. So what you're going to do is you're just going to do both sides of the problem, okay? So I want you to do what 6 times whatever the answer is here, and then you're going to do the answer here times 3. And you're going to find out it's that property that we were talking about before, the associative property, where you can actually change things around and you'll get the same answer. So go ahead and do that for A and B. And then number 3 is practice with the horizontal addition and subtraction. And then number 4 is practice with multiplication. Okay? And that's all that you have to do for today. Tomorrow, you are not going to have a video because it's all stuff that we've done before, and I think you can get it, but you're only doing a few things tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I'll have a video. Okay? That is it. I will see you Wednesday. Hello. We are going to do page 213 and 214 today. So 213, 214. Let's start with number 1. You have a story problem again. And what is the length of one side is the question. A square has a perimeter of 32 feet. You have to take that. What is the length of one side? That's all the information that's given you, right? So we know that some problems don't give us enough information, and we can't do them. This one, it's asking how long is one side. We know that a square has 4 equal sides, right? So, knowing that a square has 4 equal sides, what are you going to do to this number? You're going to take it and divide it by 4. And that'll give you the answer. Okay? Now, try B. It says a triangle has sides with the length of 5 feet, 12 feet, and 13 feet. What is the perimeter? You remember what the perimeter is? It's the length of all of those sides equal, right? The total length of all those sides combined. Now, number 2, with division, we have 6 goes into 624. Now, we know our steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Divide, multiply, subtract, compare, and bring down, right? So we have all 5 of our steps. When we were doing 2 numbers, it was easier, right? Well, adding another number on, I remember I told you over and over again that you want to continue to get used to doing the steps, because the longer the problem gets, the easy it's going to remain easy as long as you're able to do all the steps. So I mean, I could add numbers onto here, and you would be able to do that problem as long as you just keep going through the steps. So we're not looking at the last 2 numbers, right? We're looking at the first one. How many times does 6 go into 6? We're going to divide. Then 6 goes into 6 once. Then I'm going to multiply. 6 times 1 is 6. Then I'm going to subtract. And then I'm going to compare. 0 is less than 6. Then I'm going to bring down. Okay? Now, 6 goes into 2 how many times? It doesn't, does it? So I'm just going to put 0. 6 times 0 is 0. I'm going to subtract 0 from 2, and it'll leave me with 2. Then I'm going to bring down the 4. 6 goes into 24 4 times. 6 times 4 is 24. And I'm going to subtract, and I have 0. So I have an answer of 104. You'll be able to do the same thing with the remainder when you have a remainder, and then you check it the exact same way. So my check, I take 104 and I multiply it by 6. 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 0, 0 plus 2. 6 times 6, 624. There you go. So it checks. Alright? So you can do B on your own. I'll just give you a hint. It's going to have a remainder, but it's the exact same as this problem. Alright? So number 3 is another one you're going to do, and it's just practicing with addition, subtraction, multiplication. Number 6 you're going to do. Remember, with number 6, it says make equal fractions in large terms. Use 2 as the factor. So again, as we did before, all we're doing, we're using 2 as the factor. So we're going to multiply each, the numerator and the denominator, by 2, and that'll give us our answer, and that'll just multiply. Each side will give us a larger equation, but it's going to be the same as this. Does that make sense? So 2 times 4 is 8. 7 times 2 is 14. And when we look at this, we know that these are equal fractions, because all we have to do is divide again to get back to this. And if we took 2 circles and we divided them, if we had one that had 7 parts which this is a harder one to do with 7 than it would be with 6. And then we did the same thing, but we made a 14. And we just said 4 on one side is equal to 8 on the other side with 14 pieces. You would have the same shade. So it'd be the same thing. It'd just be, and I didn't do exactly the same because, like I said, it's hard to make everything equal in a circle with 7 and 14. All right, so do A, B, C, and D on that. And then number 7 is the same thing we did on our test, where you're finding a part of a whole. So remember, when you're finding a part of a whole, you take that number, because of means to divide. So 1/6 of 48 means 48 divided by 6. Okay? And that will be it for today. And tomorrow is going to be pretty easy with what you have to do, and there's no video. All right, so if you have any questions, of course, always reach out and ask.